Welcome everyone to our third week of our series, Relationship Goals. This week, you probably clicked this video real quick because you saw the title that yes, we are talking about dating, everyone's favorite subject. But I know right now it might look a little different because we're in quarantine and Corona, and you're not really seeing a lot of people at school. So today we are gonna have a special guest, Kalia Veda, which is Pastor Jake's wife, joining us today, and they are going to be talking about ways that we can answer the question, how does dating even work right now? What does it even look like? So enough of me, let's kick it off to Jake and Kalia.
All right, high schoolers, here's the thing. I suck at yoga, but I'm gonna try to do yoga. Kaylee's gonna teach me.
Yes, because I'm the expert.
Yes, my name is Jake, by the way.
And I'm Kalia.
And we are the Vedas.
Okay, so the first pose that I'm gonna teach Jake is called the tree pose. It is one of my favorites. It's all about balance. You're gonna take your right where your left foot. We'll do our right this time. Ooh. So I'm gonna take my right leg up and put it right where the top of my thigh. And then I'm gonna put my hands in the prayer. And then I'm gonna balance. And then I'm gonna try to move my knee back so that I'm in line all in my front, and then we're gonna hold it. So that's what Jake has to do.
Now hold it as long as...
The second pose is going to be called a downward dog. So it's super simple, but it totally works the back of your calves. Let me show you how to do it. I'm gonna have Jake go down like this, and then you're gonna hold it and try to push your heels down to the mat and just hold it. And you can even pedal out your feet, but it's like one of the most used poses in yoga.
Ugh.
No, it's not downward dog. No, that's upward dog.
Downward, upward dog, sideways dog.
Babe, put your feet
backwards dog.
You're gonna look like a V, a triangle. A downward V.
Oh, like this.
Yes.
V for Veda. I can't.
Now, babe, straighten your back.
I can't.
Well, you have to
What
be
does that even mean?
you have to be a V. You're like a U. Drop your head between your arms. We have some work to do.
Sideways dog.
No.
Upward dog. Backward
That's
dog.
not. Stop showing off and do.
This is easy.
This is warrior one. This. And put your arms up.
Well, no.
Break my back.
Babe, align your leg, like, don't have your knee go over your foot.
This is warrior two.
And then now put your arms and look forward over your fingers.
Triangle pose. Ooh. Ow.
I'm so winded here.
This one's called the tabletop, which is not my favorite.
Put your arms right under your shoulders when you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your body up.
Child's pose.
Oh.
So much to learn.
I like this type of yoga. We believe that you can not only have a healthy dating relationship, but you can also pick the right person to date. It's crazy. But you have to ask two questions, two filters, in order to get to this point. Hi, my name is Jake, and we are in a series called Relationship Goals, where we're talking about how to have #relationship goals with the people that matter the most. There's one caveat that I do want to make before we get started, and it's this. You don't have to date in high school. I'd actually encourage you, there's no really big need to date in high school. I did in high school, Kalia did in high school, you'll probably date in high school. That's okay. But there's so much happening in your high school experience that I don't want you to feel bad at all if you're like, this is a great talk, but I'm gonna look at this for college, or I'm gonna look back at this or think these two filtered questions for when I'm a young adult. So just know that if you're not dating now in high school, that at some point you will date, this talk is for you. Also, my wife and I are actually doing this talk together, which I'm so very excited about. I would tell you to give her a huge round of applause, but you can't really because it's over camera. But here's my wife.
Here's the first great question that you need to ask before you go into a dating relationship or if you're already in a relationship. So here's the question. Are you ready? Is this person sold out for Jesus? Now, you should already know if this person sold out for Jesus, but before you stress out, I have an awesome story to share with you about myself and my husband, Jake Veda. So a few years back, as he moved down from Ohio to work here at the church and to also go to school, I stood back at a distance, kind of watching him, checking him out. You best know that we low-key check people out and see what they're all about. Try not to be creepy, but I definitely was doing that. So he caught my attention, but I was like, I'm not playing games, so I need to make sure that he's serious. I was watching him do his thing, and there was a few things that I noticed about Jake. One, he loved people and he was sold out for Jesus. And I knew that because he lived it out. He would show up for services on the weekends. I sing a lot, so I was able to kind of see who was out in the front. And Jake was there worshiping God, doing his thing. He even showed that he was all in for you guys. He showed that at camp. He showed that during services and making himself available for you even outside of service. It was evident that Jake loved God. He was sold out for God and he loved people. And that's what caught my attention for him. And yes, that's why I initiated the first date. So I just want to put that out there. If you're unsure, ask yourself, why am I unsure? Have I discussed this with myself? Have I discussed this with the people that I care about the most, with this person even? We should be pursuing an ever-deepening friendship and relationship with God. We should be joining with people and moving in the same direction. If we move in the opposite direction as someone that we're partnering with, we can end up on a path that is not for us.
In 2 Corinthians, it says this: do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Now, you might be wondering, Jake, what the heck does that mean? If you didn't know, I grew up in Buckfield, Maine. Yes, it's as hick as it sounds. I grew up on a farm, and on this farm, I'm not sure if we had it, but I definitely heard of it. It was called yoking. It's where you have this wooden beam over a cow's neck and maybe another cow's neck in order for them to go in the same direction. Now, if we take that to dating, what does that look like? I'm not calling you a cow, don't worry. But yoking is kind of the same thing when you start dating. You're yoked with somebody else. You're going in the same direction as they are going. So what a sad thing it is if you have this heart for Jesus that you want to love people as big as you can, but then you're dating someone who doesn't really care that much, who is only looking out for themselves, who doesn't love the whole church thing that you do. What's gonna happen is as long as you are dating that person, you're ultimately gonna go in the direction that they're gonna go because this yoke of dating is going to take you there. Isn't there a better way to do it? And there is. The better way to do this is to be dating someone who is sold out for Jesus, who the yoke is the dating yoke where you're going in the same exact direction in your life towards Jesus, loving people big and loving each other while doing it.
So I have a story to share with you about when I was in high school, and yes, when I was dating an unbeliever. Yes, Kaylee Aveda has a messy past, and I would love to share that with you. So coming out of middle school, going into high school, I dated a guy named Brian. He was an unbeliever. To be completely honest, decided to date him and allow him to be intentional with me because he gave me attention. That literally was the truth, guys. He gave me attention and I liked the attention. He was not sold out for Jesus. He did not love people. In fact, he was super disrespectful with the people in his life. And sadly, I had let Brian into my life because simply I wanted to fit in, have a boyfriend, have this attention, and it pulled me away from my faith. And that was pretty devastating.
So once you are dating, we're finally to the second question that you should ask, and it's this. Once you are dating, is my boyfriend or girlfriend becoming an idol in my life? I believe Moses was onto something when he went all the way up to a top mountain and got these 10 commandments. And he came down, this is in the Old Testament, in the Bible, and he read these 10 commandments out. And the first commandment I want to read to you right now that relates directly to our talk. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them. Now, idols look a little bit different these days. I'm not expecting you to carve out an idol or a sculpture of your boyfriend and worship it like, oh, holy boyfriend. Like, that's weird. Don't do that. If you do that, definitely contact me because I would love to talk with you. But what idols look like nowadays is a little bit different. If you didn't know, I'm a huge Steelers fan. Like, I love the Steelers. It's a football team. If you didn't know, shame on you if you didn't know. And an idol would look like this. If I woke up every single morning and for the first 3 hours of my day, I didn't talk to Kalia, I didn't do devotions or work out. No, I just watched film of the Steelers. Like, that would be an idol. Why? Because an idol is something that you disproportionately place at the top of your priority list over everything else. Your boyfriend or girlfriend shouldn't be disproportionately placed at the top of your priority list. Especially in high school, your boyfriend or girlfriend might be third, fourth, fifth, maybe even sixth on your priority list. Under God, under family, under your extracurriculars, under your friends. So as long as you're continuing to ask through this filter, okay, is my boyfriend or girlfriend becoming an idol in my life? As long as you're asking that question, you're gonna be well on your way to maintaining a healthy relationship.
A major danger of making your boyfriend or girlfriend an idol in your life, someone who influences your decision-making above God's word, you fall into the trap of doing what they want to do above your own, even if God's saying, hey, no way, that's not what I want for you. Someone who influences you like an idol can look like caring more about what the other person wants. It can look like caring more about someone else's happiness. It could even look like caring more about not disappointing that person, even above yourself, above God, and above the people that you love most in your life. And friends, we end up being taken down the wrong path, a path that we never thought was even possible for us to walk down. We believe that you can pick and choose the right partner if you ask yourself these two questions to have a healthy and thriving relationship. The first question is this person sold out for Jesus? If you ask this question before you start a dating relationship, we believe that it can save you so much heartache, so much pain in the long run. The second question is my boyfriend or girlfriend, have they become an idol in my life? If this question is true, friends, don't worry, there are always ways through that. You can reach out to all of us here at church on staff, or even go to people that you love and care and respect in your life. You can work through this because we all have experienced this one way or another. So we believe that if you ask yourself these two questions, that you can choose and have a right and healthy relationship in your life.
We are going to end with a song called Yes, I Will. Talking about saying yes to God, because I'll say this, I don't want to be too cheesy about it, but the first relationship that we should have is with Jesus. And can I say that that's the best person to first be in a relationship with. So as we go through this and talk about boyfriends or girlfriends, I first want you to kind of look back at your relationship with God and to saying, yes, I'm going to continue to say yes to you, God, all throughout my life. I hope you can reflect with this song.
I count on one thing, the same God that never fails will not fail me now. You won't fail me now. And the waiting, the same God who's never late is working all things out. You're working all things out. Oh yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valley. Yes, I will bless your name. Oh yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Oh yes, I will. Yes, I will bless your name.
That was a great message from Jake and Kalia. I love them so much, and I hope you guys got some great wisdom from them about what it looks like to date during quarantine, how to navigate this whole thing that we've never all been through, but we are going through it together, and a great way to do this together is by joining a growth group. If you are interested in joining a growth group, you can text student groups to 67076, and you can get plugged into a growth group. And who knows, maybe you'll find a boyfriend or girlfriend in there. No guarantee, but we'll see. Alrighty guys, we will see you next week, and we're gonna be talking about peer pressure. We hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.